Hello, my name is Ashish. Before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have there been times where you were in this zone, where you're just working, you've lost track of time, space, you're just so immersed and focused in your work that you just don't want to stop? Have you ever felt like you always want to be in that zone whenever you work? Well, that zone is called the flow state. And today, I'm here to educate you guys about the flow state. Accessing the flow state increases one's ability to complete tasks without putting much effort. It's as if you're doing it unconsciously. So, today we'll be covering what the flow state actually is, how to access it, and how it benefits you. So, let's begin with what the flow state actually is and how you can access it. So, the flow state is a state of mind where you're doing work and accomplishing tasks without putting in much effort. But in order to access it, you need to go through 4 stages. Stage number 1, flow blockers. Flow blockers are basically things that are preventing you from being able to enter the flow state. It stops you from being hyper-focused and productive. Distractions such as phone, social media, or other distractions. According to Mark Quester, flow cannot happen when we're distracted since they take us away from our focus. So an experience of flow requires a relatively distraction-free environment. So before beginning any work or activity, you need to eliminate yourself from these blockers and clear your mind. For example, before going on a run, one needs to stretch, one needs to listen to music, one needs to regulate their breathing in order to be in the right mental and physical state to run. Similarly, in order to be able to work, you need to rid yourself of all these distractions and blockers and clear your mind. Stage 2, flow proneness. Flow proneness is how frequently you're able to access the flow. And in order to achieve flow proneness, you have to work as soon as you wake up and freshen up. Because according to Ryan Doris, by getting your most important work done within the first 2 to 3 hours of the day in the flow state is just going to amplify your productivity drastically. Doris also states that you have to do your important tasks within minutes after you wake up because your flow proneness is highest first thing in the morning. Stage number 3 is flow triggers. Flow triggers are basically, triggers that help you unlock the flow. Pretty simple. Basically like prerequisites that help us get instantaneously in the flow mindset. It's basically like warming up before a match or meditating before a stressful event. Some immediate flow triggers that were identified by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who's a discoverer of flow state, were clear goals, immediate feedback, and challenge and skills based. Imagine yourself running uphill. The clear goals when you're running uphill are climbing the hill and reaching the top of that hill. The immediate feedback you're getting is the grip you're getting on the hill, how steep the hill is, how hard it is to climb it. And the challenge and skills balance is you're constantly pushing yourself to climb steeper and higher hills. In order to apply these triggers to work, you need to be able to engage yourself in activities that challenge you at least 4% more than your current skill level. The more triggers you have for an activity, the quicker you'll be able to enter the flow state, the deeper you'll be able to enter a deeper level of flow, and you'll be able to sustain it for a greater amount of time. Our final state is the flow cycle, which is basically how long you can maintain the flow. And that flow cycle also has 4 stages. Stage number 1 in the flow cycle is a struggle. That's basically the stage where you don't feel like working, you want to give up in the middle. But that's where you got to push yourself in order to increase your attention span. Stage number 2 is the release stage. That's where your brain's constantly releasing dopamine, encouraging you to continue pushing yourself and finish your work. Stage number 3 is the flow state. That's what the whole speech is about. It's the actual state where all work seems natural and easy, where you've lost track of time around you. You don't have a care of what's happening outside of your work. The final stage is the recovery stage. This is where you're out of the flow stage. Your body is recovering from all the energy you spent during the flow stage, but it's also gathering all the knowledge you've gained while you were in that flow state. Now that I've talked about being able to access it, let's talk about the benefits. Going through the emotional flow will help with our mindset, emotional regulation, and peak performance. Once we access the flow state and go through its motion, it changes our mindset. Not only do we start feeling satisfied and happy because we've accomplished our work, but we also start feeling more motivated, more hungry to do work, to be more productive. Headspace.com states that when we're constantly challenging ourselves in tasks that we enjoy and we're good at, we achieve the flow state. Eventually, that leaves us feeling motivated, fulfilled, and happy. The flow state also helps us with emotional regulation. The idea of work itself gives a lot of people stress and anxiety. But according to Psychology Today, flow can also be a tool for better emotional regulation. When a person is in the state of flow, there's little need for doubts or anxieties about oneself or the world in general. Even the uncertainties of life fall away. People who access the flow state on a daily basis also have feelings such as success, pride, and happier feelings that help us overcome our stress and anxiety. The final thing that flow state benefits us is on our peak performance. Accessing the flow state constantly allows you to perform at your highest capabilities. For example, if we look at athletes such as Michael Jordan, Usain Bolt, Roger Federer, who are one of the best athletes in the world, these guys are constantly in the flow state. They access it so much that it's practically second nature to them. That's why they're able to give their best every single time. So accessing the flow state can be difficult initially, but once mastered, it will change your mindset, focus, and overall performance, whether it's related to work, sports, or other activities. I hope you guys are able to master these and finish your work quicker and be more productive. Enjoy what you do what you enjoy, and do it to the best of your abilities. Thank you.